Well, he could be yours.
Oh,
Wait, he is
Where did I
yours.
send that email to?
we got it.
I got it. Yay! Hi, Bonnie, Susan, Denise, Kay, Janine, Debbie, Sandy, Joyce, Cindy, Carol, Donna.
I always feel like Romper Room
What? Why?
when we're doing that. They never called Tara. Never.
Tara!
Oh, thank you.
That's because they didn't.
Yes, thank you. I didn't see the name, but I got myself a new coffee mug for 25 cents at the yard sale. And I got Michael his own show mug.
Yay! I thought that was my Santa mug or my snowman mug.
No, it's
Oh,
mine.
Ludmilla's on, and Jamie and Lexi.
Hello, Sue.
Sue.
Are you coming soon,
Amy.
Sue? All right, today we are talking about how to cut your grocery bill in half without using coupons.
What's a coupon?
I don't know anymore. Oh, Judas had the same mug and it broke. It's pretty cute, I have to admit. So, I will say we are promoting our How to Save on Groceries e-course right now.
We are?
It is 40% off until, what day is July 1st? Is Sunday July 1st or Saturday? Saturday?
I think Saturday. You
Saturday it's coming out, but it's 40% off until July 3rd. So July 1st, we're going to have it done, right?
It depends on how fast you move. Oh, did I not have that on here? Oh, I do have that on here.
And
So share the link.
so grab the link and buy it now. It's How to Save on Groceries. It is a huge e-course, guys. We have 24 recipes in there. We've got 10 videos. We've got 7 ebooks on how to help you save on your grocery bill. So this is going to be kind of a combination of tips that I use and answering your questions. So as we go along, if you have questions, this is live if you're watching it later on YouTube. If you have questions, please go ahead and post them, and Mike will ever so lovingly
Frantically paste them all in.
paste them all in for me, and we'll do that. So
wait, I have a question. What's different about this than the cookbook?
what's different between the How to Save? Okay, so what is different between? So our Dining on a Dime cookbook. This is mostly recipes. This is 1,200 recipes and tips, but the focus on Dining on a Dime is recipes. The focus on how to save money on groceries, our new e-book set that's coming out, is, well, it's formerly Groceries on a Dime. So we've had it before, but we're updating it. And the difference is that is how to shop with ads, how to shop at Aldi's, how to shop if you don't have Aldi's, how to use coupons, how to not use coupons to save money, which is what we're talking about today. And I will say, for those doubters, I have used these methods for the last 23 years almost that we've been married. The first few years I spent $125 for the 4 of us per month on groceries. And no, we did not get food stamps, we did not get WIC, nothing. That $125 was our actual bill. Now, that's not to say we weren't on WIC at one point. One point Mike did get laid off, and the same day I found out I was pregnant. So we did use WIC while I was pregnant until he got another job, but I'm not including that time. All the other time we had the 2 kids, we paid $125. As the kids came along, we had 4 kids and we spent $300 a month on groceries, and now we spend about $450 to $5. But I will tell you, I am buying a lot of convenience foods right now because our life is so chaotic.
And how many people is that for?
And that's for 6 to 7 people, depending on which teenagers are eating at home. So, you know, for 6 to 7 people to spend less than $100 per person, that's still really good, okay? And that does not include That's only food. That does not include cleaning supplies. That does not include, what? My brain just left me. Anyway, it doesn't include cleaning supplies. It's just food. Yeah, no toilet paper, no cleaning supplies, no nothing like that. Just food. So, all right.
Jolene said, I'm super curious on how you do this without coupons. I coupon and I know you don't like them and I want to try your way. It's much less stress.
So, first of all, I hate coupons. Now, if you're a couponer, I am not insulting you by any means. I think it's great that you're able to do that. And I'm glad you have time to do that and you enjoy doing that. I don't have time, I don't enjoy it, and it's nothing but frustrate me. What happens is I'll go to the store and I'll have all my coupons and everything will be gone off the shelves. So then I have to get a rain check. Well, then they don't have it when I go back, the same thing or something. So I finally just gave up. So the main top points are stop buying things like juices and milk and sodas and letting the kids just drink those. Just start cutting back on your foods. Don't let the kids, I don't buy my kids unlimited bags of chips. I get them 1 bag of corn chips and 1 bag of potato chips each week for all of them, for all of us. And when that's gone, I don't go buy more. So I'm getting ready to film how I order my groceries online tonight because I'm going to order. But I order that amount for a whole month. And then when it's gone, it's gone. And I do order prepackaged cookies and stuff like that. But when the kids eat it all, I'm not going to the store to just go pick up some cookies for the kids. I got news for them. So, Elly's over there. Oh, man. Now, we have gotten down quite a bit, although we have a ton of food in the fridge, but it's at that point where you have food, but you need this to go with it or that to go with it. So, that's one thing. I shop sales a lot.
Mother Many Horses asks if you're cutting your grocery bill just by using scissors.
I get it. That's a good one. I do shop sales. So, like, if...
Ooh, Amy said spent $31.05 for about a week's groceries at Tara's favorite grocery store in the Midwest today.
I love Aldi's. Now, I do wish we had Aldi here, but I don't. And I still am able to keep my grocery bill fairly low. I have lived in many places where I did not have Aldi's. So, don't use that don't use that as an excuse to not save money on your grocery bill. The biggest thing I find is people don't shop sales and they just buy a bunch of snack foods. They're buying the Pop-Tarts. They're buying the juicy, what are they called? Fruit snacks, fruit roll-ups, fruit...
You can make those.
Squishers, all those kinds of things. And okay, oh dear, it's coming. Help me.
Slam the table. Let me get it out of the way.
Those stupid little pouches. Are you kidding me?
Which stupid little pouches?
Have you not seen them?
What pouches for what?
So they put applesauce in this little pouch thing.
Oh, that.
And the kids suck on it. First of all, guys, your
huge
kids...
waste of money. That's like $5.
It's a huge waste of money. Your kids don't need to be sucking on food all day and all night long.
They're not babies.
I will admit that my kids snack way more than they should. And that's my fault.
Sorry.
I think I'm gonna... I need to put a lock on the fridge and the pantry now. Because they do snack more. But when they are little guys, you don't have to be just giving them food all the time. And these little pouches, they're like $1 to $1.50 for a little tiny thing of applesauce. That is absolutely ridiculous for the kids to be sucking on all the time. Drives me insane. So anyway, that's some of the kind of the tip of the iceberg type things. So first, we have to tell Bandana Grandma happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Susie.
Happy birthday to you.
Shall we sing?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Susie. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
Yay!
She bought 5 of my cookbooks to give to all of her daughters. Yes. So we had to sing happy birthday to her. Happy birthday.
She didn't buy them for her own birthday, did she?
No, for her daughters.
Oh. So Jan is asking if what you're talking about today will help if people are single.
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends on what you're buying, but you use the same principles. The thing is, when you're single, it should be even easier to save money. We did a show was it last week or the week before last? I guess the week before last, on how mom spends $40 a month on groceries. And I had an email saying, well, you're contradicting yourself. You say here she's spending $40, but you say in another video she spends $80 a month on groceries. So just like with families, at different times, mom has spent different amounts on groceries. At one point, we also did a video on how she spent $7 a week on groceries because that's all we had. And so, different stages of life, you'll spend different amounts. But the same is true with singles as it is with families. So
let's see. We had Cindy was asking what your thoughts are on a freezer. Is it saving or not?
Well, it depends on if you use it or not. So I have a big freezer, and we use it a lot, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We do use it a lot. Now,
we've used it to death in 15 years.
We've had it almost 15 years, and we're wondering if it's about to die. Actually, it's making weird noises. But what I will do is when I find chicken really, really cheap, like my last good chicken deal was $1.47 a pound. So I filled the whole shopping cart with chicken. Well, wait a minute. Let me say, I filled the whole shopping cart with chicken, but it was one of those little mini shopping carts. So I got probably 25, 30 packages of chicken in there, maybe. And I just stack them in the freezer. And that's how I use it. We'll buy veggies. Mike likes the frozen veggies, like the frozen broccoli and onions and green peppers and that kind of thing. So those are the kind of convenience foods that I'm telling you right now we've been buying more of because our life has been so chaotic. So when those go on sale for 75 cents each or $1 each, we'll stack them up and fill up my freezer and use it for that. So I use it a lot, but you just have to use it. I mean, it's not going to do you any good to fill the freezer full of food and then not use it. So
yeah. Joe is asking, I would like to know if you have Aldi there in Mead.
We don't even have a grocery store in Mead.
Mead is pretty small.
We don't even have a convenience store in Mead. We have a little co-op that has finally put in some drinks and chips, but we have no grocery store, no convenience store. We have a farm gas station, but we have literally nothing in our town.
Yeah, it's kind of the actual town is like about 700 or 800 people, but the town is annexed all these little outlying areas, and so because of that, it's more like 5,000.
Yeah, and I do drive 20 to 30 minutes to get my groceries. Mike works at the library, and the kids' school is by a grocery store, so a lot of times when I'm taking the kids to school, or I'll have Mike pick something up for the show if I forgot to get whatever for the show that day. But it does take us about 20 to 30 minutes to get to a grocery store.
And Joanne says, we have an Aldi in town, but I haven't gone yet. Can you do a full week shopping there, and do they have everything?
Yes.
I should talk about that. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Well, they have most staple items, but they only have like one brand of everything. And so it's a small store, and it makes it awesome. There's a time where Tara was
pregnant with Jack.
When you were pregnant with Jack, she just wasn't able to go, wasn't feeling very well, and I worked near there. And because I didn't have the kids with me, I could go into the store. I quickly learned which things that we would get. So I could buzz through the whole store and buy how many weeks worth of groceries.
Oh, you would get 2 to 3 weeks at a time.
I get 2 or 3 weeks worth of groceries in half an hour. And they had virtually everything. Did you buy what stuff? Because somebody said they don't like meat there, but what did you... we did get some meat there.
Back then, I didn't buy my meat there, but only because I could get it cheaper as loss leaders, which is when stores, like when I was talking about my $1.47 chicken, I could get that cheaper. You know, I'd get hamburger cheaper when it would go on sale for 99 cents, that kind of thing.
So besides being less expensive, it was awesome that it was all right there in one little area.
Yeah.
And without the kids, I was able to really go through fast. And
Yeah.
And almost everything, it's their own brands. But
So
it's almost all really, really good.
yeah, and I'm going to be doing an upcoming video on how to shop at Aldi's. But here's the thing. Everything is guaranteed. They will give you your money back and a replacement if you don't like it. So if you don't like it, take it back. But I've only had one item in the whole store, and that was the chocolate syrup that Mike said, I just really like Hershey's better. This is okay, but I really like Hershey's better. That's the only thing. Everything else has been really good. And now they've really upped their store, and they've got organics and a ton of gluten-free stuff. And if they had one in Colorado, I would go. And I will tell you, you know, people say, oh, I have to spend 20 minutes driving to Aldi. Is it really worth it? I kid you not. If an Aldi's was within 3 hours of my house, I would drive there. I truly would.
Make it a day.
I really would make it a day. It is, you have that much savings that it is worth going that far to get it. Even with the gas and time and everything, I would buy 1 or 2 months worth at a time and come home.
Well,
you know,
you might get your chance because Candy says Aldi's planning to build 900 new stores across the U.S.
I know. I don't think they're building it in Colorado, though.
Colorado's not always very friendly to certain
No,
businesses.
Colorado is not business friendly. Yes, Dave.
Who knows wants to know, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking some flavored water.
What flavor?
But I spent this morning with 4 hours doing VBS with 4 and 5-year-olds, so my throat is kind of
It's Vacation Bible School.
yeah, Vacation Bible School with 4 and 5-year-olds. Why did I volunteer myself for this? My mom was like, how did it go with the 4 and 5-year-olds? And I said, well, you know how it goes. I want my mommy. I want my mommy. I want my mommy. And I'm in there. Get it together, kid. She ain't around.
Suck it up, buttercup.
I'm
She's not
kidding.
here.
I
We thought
am
you'd
nice
appreciate that,
and
though.
sweet and gentle with the little kids. Don't worry, we wouldn't play with the
Yes.
Play-Doh.
Heather asked, is the video for your mom how she spent $40 on groceries available? Because she's
Yeah.
single. It's on there.
It's on our website. Just look.
It's
It
on
was
our YouTube channel.
June. It was June 16th. No, June 14th was the date. So just type in $40 on the search and you'll find it.
Let's see. We had Amy says, I always go to the store with at least some sort of a meal plan. And that's a big deal, right?
Yeah, but I don't.
Okay.
I don't plan my meals. What I do is I refill my pantry and I plan my meals around what is in my pantry. So if I know I'm out of spaghetti sauce, then I just refill my pantry with spaghetti sauce or hamburger or that kind of thing. We eat about this, everybody eats about the same 10 meals, 10 for summer, 10 for winter. So just write down those 10 meals and just buy the food normally that you would normally eat. We love nachos around here. Dave is the nacho king.
Oh yeah, I eat 3,000 calories worth of nachos 5 times a day.
He would live on nachos if I allowed him. And so I just refill for what we normally eat.
And Jonathan said, I buy store brand more often than not. Anyway, coupons don't do me much good.
Exactly. I do too. And
For most things, the store brand is good.
mm-hmm.
Occasionally, there's something that we
Store brand
not so
granola.
much, but then we find that on sale, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I find store brands to be really, really worth it and really tasty. I have never had a problem with store brands, really.
I think the store brand granola bars taste better than the regular. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Ramona
It's
says,
weird.
vacuum the coils on your freezer if you can get to them.
Can't.
I,
So, Elly, come over here real quick. So we need you guys to give us a thumbs up real quick here. So, look what happened today. We had contact success.
What?
She has them in. Well, open your eyes so they can see. So, what's your verdict?
They're good. Well, so here's the thing. I was able to get them in and out pretty easy. And thanks, Jane, for your oh, wait. My face isn't even in there. There. My face is cut up. I was able to get them in and out pretty easy. But it was just like, when I have them in, everything else is like so much bigger looking than what it is with my glasses. So like it's confusing and kind of hard to get used to. It's cool looking and I like them, but it's just kind of hard getting used to the like size of everything. It
Your
seems
depth
like
perception is
yeah. Everything seems like 10% bigger.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
Yeah.
Amy says,
So we had success. We just had to show you guys.
yes.
Thank you.
Amy says Safeway and Randall's has chicken legs and thighs for 67 cents a pound right now. Wow.
Yeah, maybe I should go get some. I don't really shop at Safeway. I shop at King Soopers, which is our Kroger store, Walmart, Lucky's, and Sprouts. Those are the 4 main places I go, but I don't go all on the same day. Like I'll hit Sprouts if I'm and Lucky's if I'm on that side of town. Like when Elly and I go to the thrift store, there's a Sprouts. Would you stop hurling things across the house at your sister? We are on a live show. I don't need an eyeball out right now. Elizabeth?
What? He's also threatening to...
What is it today? Big Family Homestead had the same problem with their kids. So, anyway.
Oh, interesting. Pam says, I don't know what place we're talking about, that some place has their store brand soft drinks are made by Coca-Cola, she says. And I don't know in that particular situation, but when I worked at a grocery store, a lot of the store brands were contracted by a company that actually makes a name brand.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of times it doesn't taste that much.
So Stephanie wants to know, do I mostly cook from scratch? Yes and no. I cook things from scratch, like I don't buy, like, let's see, like I don't make homemade bread. I don't make homemade cakes. I buy a cake mix. I buy bread. I buy chicken nuggets. David, Joshua. I buy convenience things like that. But I will make things like homemade pancake mix, which is super simple. That recipe is in Dining on a Dime. And on our website, just look up homemade baking mix. I'll make things, but I buy mayonnaise, I buy ketchup. I don't make those homemade, but I do have the recipes in Dining on a Dime too, if you need it. So I'm a middle of the road person. I make some things from scratch, but I don't go crazy. I don't make bread every day. I don't make homemade dinner rolls all the time. I do when we just want to eat it, but I don't make them all the time. So okay, let's see how many thumbs up we get. Are you guys mostly middle of the road? Here's my question. Are you middle of the road? Give me a thumbs up. Do you make some from scratch and some from box mixes? First, that's my first question. I want to see how many thumbs up we get for that.
Brenda's asked a couple times, are we planning to take the 2 things that needed corrections? We're just going to post that on the website, or how are we doing that?
Yeah, we can just post the new corrections. Oh, can you refresh so I can see my thumbs up? The corrections for Dining on a Dime, there was only about 2 or 3 major ones. So we're going to put those on the website soon.
Sorry. Okay, I think we missed them. Okay, there's some. Okay.
Oh, yeah, see, a lot of people. And see, I think that's where the happy medium is if everybody thinks in order to save money on groceries and to have a $40 a week grocery bill, you have to make your own homemade bread every day. You really don't. And hopefully, if we can get it done this week, I'm going to talk about how to feed a family of 6 for $150 for the entire month. And I'm going to write out exactly what the meals are, exactly what I bought, and exactly what the prices were. Because it's really not that hard. So,
you mentioned homemade bread. Jolene says, can you freeze homemade bread that's not
Thumbs
baked?
ups all over.
yes, you can freeze homemade bread that's not baked. Just let it rise once. Then smash it down, put it in the freezer, and then let it rise. Bring it out and let it rise before you bake and bake it.
And Denise is wondering if we still have the food delivered from Walmart.
Yes, and I am doing that tonight actually, and I'm filming it.
So we're gonna make it into a video.
So I'm gonna make it into a video. It's not gonna be live. Well, I guess I could leave everything up and do live, but
Did you say Walmart's
we don't know when they're coming. Oh.
Well, I mean, just showing my process of I don't know.
We could use the iPad.
But I am gonna show you guys how I order online my groceries.
JL is asking if you ever shopped at Market Basket.
I've never heard of it. I have no idea what it, I don't know.
Nancy said, I'm single and have a habit of just drinking my meals, i.e. coffee, water, iced tea, versus bothering to even waste my time cooking a meal because I feel like I'm just going to waste most of it anyway.
Yeah, and that's a problem. Mom noticed she was eating too little and she had to actually up her groceries. Or, I mean, not up her groceries, but up her eating because she was eating too little.
Wow, I never had that problem. Sorry.
So.
I think we've addressed this kind of before in another show, but Jean says, I'll buy a big pack of hamburger meat and break it up, put it in the sandwich bags, and put those in food storage bag and freeze it. Then when I want a hamburger, I just take out what I need.
And I go a step further. I don't even use a freezer bag. I use the little fold top bags because they're even cheaper. They're like a half a cent each instead of like 3 to 10 cents each. And I just put them in the little because we go through it so quick that it doesn't get freezer burn or anything.
Oh, Barb says, we just got a Lucky's Market in Traverse City, Michigan nearby.
I really like it. I will say Lucky's and Sprouts, the only thing I ever buy there is their sale items. I do not buy when they don't have sales. Like I don't go in and just buy all my groceries there. I usually only get fruits, vegetables, and meat on sale there.
Wow. Okay, let's see. Carolyn says we freeze and can a lot during the summer months and get things in season, which we also freeze and can too. Be amazed at what you can save and not a lot of junk food. You look at bargains without sacrificing quality. Coupons are good, but they can be a nuisance.
Yes, and canning can be a nuisance too. I'm sorry.
We freeze, but we do freeze
stuff.
Well, and one thing about the freezer, I don't know if you mentioned this, but we've created flexibility in our food budget where we have money that's kind of sitting there now and then for food. And so if Tara sees a crazy deal on meat or something, we can buy like 100 pounds of it.
Yeah.
And put it in the freezer so that sale benefits us for months.
And one thing, I don't can. So all of you who think you need to be canning to save money, you really don't. I don't like canning. It's hot. It's a lot of work. I don't really think it saves you any money. If you want to have a garden and do that, that's perfectly fine. But I don't find the work. What I put in savings, I make up in work. And quite frankly, I'd rather be sitting here talking to you guys, selling books than canning over a hot stove. Mom one time had a cousin that a can exploded in her face, burned her arm and her face really bad. I just stay away from canning. So
my grandmother had that and she had a scar from her shoulder to her elbow.
Yeah, so I just don't do canning. If you like doing it, that's perfectly fine and I'm glad you can do that. Now I will say, I do have canning jars on hand that if I ever need to can, I can, but I don't like to do it. So I'll freeze before I'll can anything.
Vicky wanted to know if we have a recipe for mayonnaise.
Yes. The recipe is on page... So in Dining on a Dime, right here.
We don't have that on the website, do we?
Where is it?
Let me go see.
Hold on. Well, I thought I did. Here. Let's see. Mayonnaise is on page, oh nope. Well, do I have it in here? I thought I did. Maybe I don't.
While Tara's looking at that, Somebody was asking about the video. A couple people asked about the video where Jill talks about how she spends $40 a month on groceries.
Mm-hmm.
That's for, she's a single lady, but that's for her. And I just looked up where the video is because some people are having trouble finding it. So I'm sharing that link right now. It's called Groceries for $40 per month.
Okay.
So I'm sharing that.
Oh, I guess I don't have it in here. I thought I did. Wow.
JJo, the corrections are not on the website yet. We need to add those. There are only 2 recipes. Do you happen to remember off the top of your head what was
the one was white sauce, and it's you delete the 1 cup of water. We used to have it be 1 cup of water and dry milk, and then when our publisher took over, we changed it to milk, and we forgot to take off the water. And then I can't remember what the other one was. I guess I don't have mayonnaise in here.
We will go ahead and post those, though, and we can let you know.
Yeah.
I'll probably try to do it before the next show, so we can let you know then.
Yeah.
They're only like 2, and I don't think they would have caused a catastrophe. Oh no, one of them, some ginger thing didn't have ginger in it. Ginger snaps. Ginger. No.
Ginger snaps, I think, didn't have the ginger, so add a half a teaspoon of ginger. So, okay, as a teenager, so you have lived your whole life with a cheapskate mom.
Cheapskate.
Do you feel you've ever been undernourished and starving and never fed?
Here's the thing. Just kidding. No.
I mean, you'll say, well, there's nothing to eat, but it's just because we're going to get groceries. But it's not like you don't have enough food to eat when you're hungry, right?
Mm-hmm. Got a can of peas in the... I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I know. Why did someone ask that?
No, but I just wanted your opinion if my cheap ways have totally scarred you for life.
No, they haven't.
They haven't? Okay, just checking to make sure.
I'm not sure if she's talking to you or your mom, but Brenda says we like you here sharing your wisdom with us rather than canning.
I really admire people who can and have the tenacity and the energy and the ability to do that. But I just know with my klutziness, I would have something explode on me or something. And I have enough problems as it is.
Yvonne is asking, what if you and your husband don't like the same foods?
Yeah.
Well, you might...
husbands. Just kidding.
I don't know. I mean, then cook what you like one day and what he likes the next day. I wouldn't make 2 meals.
Surely there are some things that you both like.
Yeah, there's got to be something you guys can like.
We just do every man for himself here, and Mom never cooks a cent.
Yeah, whatever. What we do, what I would suggest on that, because there are some things Tara likes and I don't like, and vice versa, and a lot of times when one of us is gone, the other one will make the thing that they don't like. But we
try to switch back and forth. But
a lot of times, especially like if I'm just cooking for myself, like what a lot of people are saying, I'll make just the one portion, or if it's a whole bunch of portions of things separated into other containers, so that we can just make the one portion today and it'll be there easily the next time. Tammy says, I try to make meals that are good for freezing, so I make 1 to put in the oven and 1 or 2 to put in the freezer. I love all these. I don't care for the meat, but get mine from our local butcher. And that way I know where it comes from and supports local farmers. Yeah, and I don't do big freezer cooking sessions either. I've watched bloggers and read bloggers doing this. And when you read this one particular person, it was her and like 3 sisters and 2 friends, and they spent 5 hours cooking, and they all got 30 or 40 meals. And I'm like, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? You just spent 5 hours and that's all you... Well, it wasn't even that much, I don't think. I think it was only like 20 meals or something. Because it ended up being about 30 minutes per meal that they spent. And I spend about 15 to 20 minutes just preparing and cooking my meal. I don't spend that long. And so I was really flabbergasted. I don't do that. You need to shout out to Kelly. Kelly says, so cool to see you. I've recommended your book 9 years here at Countryside Publications.
Kelly! I got my Countryside the other day and I promoted you guys, which, I don't know, on the latest issue, it was probably I guess the other day, like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So here's a story real quick. Countryside was the first magazine I ever advertised in, and they were the first ones to ever publish our articles.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
We love Countryside. You guys are our favorite. Yes, I'm always telling everybody about Countryside because I love Countryside magazine. Yes.
Hello, Countryside, from Dave.
You weren't even born. Neither of you were born when Countryside
That's
first
true,
ran.
I forgot.
Isn't that funny?
Fangirl.
Yeah.
You still fangirl about it.
That's funny.
Born?
Huh?
Is BJ?
BJ was born, but the other three weren't. Yeah.
Oh, and Jeanette said she thinks she found I found a whoopsie the other day in the cookbook. So we'll have to take a look and see. It doesn't look like it's a bum recipe, but it just might be something in the wrong place. Let's see. Carol says when my sister got married, she told her husband he eats what she cooks, or there's a refrigerator and he can make his own.
Yeah, pretty much. But at the same time, you know, if you're going to go to trouble to make dinner, your husband needs to be respectful enough to eat it. I'm sorry. But
it
at
would
the
be good to
same
make stuff that
but
he
at the
likes
same
too.
time, be considerate of him and try to make things he likes to eat. So, yeah.
Oh, Ellie's not here for this comment, so I'll have to save that for her. Let's see. Cat Lover said feeding teens is expensive, and that it's to some degree true.
Yes and no.
Until they don't like what you make and they buy their own food.
That's pretty much it. Yes, they can be expensive, but that goes back to letting them, you know, that's one thing I was going to say. That goes back to letting them eat what they want. Don't just buy a bag of chips and let them sit and eat an entire bag of chips in one setting. I don't let them do that. And yeah, that's you. And I have 4 teenagers right now, so I know about teenagers. But, you know, that's one of the ways. Another thing is make a big batch of muffins and let them eat the cheap $1 batch of muffins instead of the expensive $3.50 bag of chips. So that's where you save money.
Sorry. Let's see. Kelly said Harvest Right has a giveaway right now for a freeze dryer.
Oh, really?
Ends June 28th, 2017.
Well, man, I want a freeze dryer. Put me on that. Where was that? Harvest Right? Hold on, I gotta make me a note to go check it out later. I would love a freeze dryer. Now, we do dehydrate. Mom has our dehydrator right now. But we were given an Excalibur dehydrator for us to review, and we do really like it, and we dehydrate a lot of foods. But I have to say, Big Family Homestead sent me some of their freeze-dried food, and I really like it a lot better. And I keep trying to get Mike to let me sell it, and use it.
Well,
but
the main thing is,
it's a multi-level marketing company.
Well, isn't it
so
more expensive than what we usually buy?
Well, it is super expensive. I mean, it's pretty expensive, but stuff like celery and that, it always goes bad in the refrigerator because I forget to chop it up and put it in the freezer later. And so I think it would be great for stuff like that, but I don't know.
Well, and the reason why I said maybe not is that typically when we found things that were good, but they didn't line up with the inexpensive, that people didn't respond to it well. So that's why I suggest that. Carol said, as a follow-up, my sister has learned it was a lot of food her husband liked that he didn't think he liked.
Well, yeah, he was just spoiled. Exactly. And
Hey.
This thing here did the same thing to me when we were first married. He was like, "Oh, that's nasty. I don't want beef stroganoff. That's gross."
I did not.
And
I
and
said
you were like,
it was the
"Man."
first thing you cooked to me, and I said it was the most wonderful thing ever.
Oh, it's going down.
Yes, are you kidding? On our
You're
first
right,
date,
I'm
if
sorry,
I
it
said it
wasn't
was
usual.
nasty on
I'm
our
sorry.
first date at your house, how long would you have dated
Sorry,
me?
it wasn't the beef stroganoff. What was it though? You did tell me that on something. And then you were like, "Oh, well, you actually make it taste really good." So part of it is sometimes these husbands' mothers don't know how to cook, and that could be it. So
Funny, even though we don't can, a lot of other people say they love canning. And the thing about canning is, if you love it,
go for it.
go for it.
Yeah.
The main thing is, for us, it just doesn't seem to save for the
No.
amount of difficulty it would be since we don't really like doing it.
Yeah.
Mom, you say that, but you're the one who has...
Yeah, so if you love canning, I say go for it, and I'm happy for you. I'll be happy to try your canning. In my little carousel package, there was some jellies and stuff. And I thought, oh man, that sounds so good. But I personally just don't have the umption to do it, so...
Cat Lover says, I have an All-American canner and it can't explode. I don't know what that means, but that's cool.
I have no idea.
Let's see. I'm looking for more. People were asking about BJ, and while we're looking for other things, I'll just say he is improving some. He was in the pool with Elly and I this morning when we were at the gym, and he's sleeping better, but not great. But it's improved, so that's good. For those of you who didn't hear it all, he does not have Lyme disease. He has sort of a sleeping disorder that's basically, if you're sick or you have surgery or something, and you lay in bed because you're trying to feel better, eventually laying in bed, if you do it too long, will make you feel sicker, and it becomes a spiral, and it can be like having really bad flu-like symptoms that never go away. So they told him that he needs to be on a very strict schedule in order to get his sleeping body clock back on schedule. So that's what we're doing, and it's improving. Let's see.
Yes, Karen, our children, if our kids want something special, so like when Emily decided she wanted to be vegan, they buy their own stuff.
Because her budget was like the same price as the whole family.
She was spending as much on her vegan diet as the entire rest of the family. And we're like, nope, you can pay for your own. And she did. And then she decided not to be vegan anymore. And so
I think it was partially the money and partially she just missed bacon.
And the teenagers, if they want the real goldfish crackers and not the store brand, I have no problem with that, but they pay for it. So.
Oh, Sandra's Homespun Life says, when I was first married, my husband would say, yours is good, but it's not like my mom's.
Oh, man.
I was always smart enough to never do that.
Yes, you were.
I did say this is better than what my mom used to make. I never said it was.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, but only once or twice. I usually didn't refer to hers at all. So, somebody had said earlier, I forgot. Ramona said I can't do leftovers, and a lot of people were talking about.
What do you mean you can't do leftovers?
Brown Eyed Babe says agreed, no leftovers here too. Well, she says I have to turn it into a recreation. It's unrecognizable the second time around. That's fine.
Well, yeah.
But
first of all, you need to teach your family to start eating leftovers. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. But go in and make a roast, and it's a roast the first night, and a beef stroganoff the second night, and the third night it's egg and noodles. That's not leftovers. That's pre-cooking for the next meal. Why is it okay to go buy food already pre-cooked, sitting in the freezer at the grocery... Oh, people.
Oh, no. We're there.
What?
We've hit that part of the show.
I just registered. Why is it okay for you to go buy pre-cooked food sitting in the freezer at the grocery store, but if you pre-cook it and put it in the freezer and bring it out as leftovers another night, it's not okay? Are you kidding me? It's even better than the frozen stuff at the store. Felt it come up. I had to let it go. I'm sorry. But that makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
So Amy says, my husband has said it's not as good as my mom's, and I agree with him sometimes. Yeah, but he still shouldn't be. I guess there'd have to be. I don't know what. I would never.
What do I think about grocery delivery services? Go back to YouTube.
Actually, there was a specific one that.
Such as
Shipt and
Instacart. I have not used those. I don't know what they are, but I would say I would just check the price, and if the price is more, I wouldn't do it.
But if the price is reasonable, I'd probably order some things and see if you like it before you order a massive amount. So let's see. We had some other stuff.
David.
Sorry, I didn't see that. Okay. Sorry, I lost my place here. Yeah, as far as the teenagers, a lot of people were talking about filler foods, and your mom says yes, filler foods are good for teens. And
yeah, you guys, you don't need to be giving your teens an entire pot roast themselves. You know, give them a serving of roast and then fill in with vegetables and, you know, rolls and breads and that kind of thing on the side. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So...
Marianne says, leftovers, hubby and youngest son will reheat in the microwave. My oldest son and I have to use a stove. It's a texture thing. Well, as long as he's willing to do that and you don't have to do it for him. It's funny because being the dad, I seem to be the one that always is killing all the leftovers, and I don't mind. I'm just glad to have food. Although, yeah, cutting that back too. All right, so... PJ is asking, is there a specific dehydrator that you recommend?
Can you go to Amazon?
Yes.
Excalibur.
Whoa, that sounds...
So here's the one that I use. Now, I will tell you they did send it to me, and it is expensive. Yeah. It's expensive, but it works really, really well. It does... It's one of those things where it works really well.
So with it being that expensive, is it something you think would pay off?
I would say if you want to do a lot of dehydrating, yes, it would pay for itself probably within a year if you do a lot of dehydrating.
And Jill loves hers.
Mom loves it. She uses it almost every day in the summer, and when she comes back to visit, she'll bring stacks of dehydrated food to us.
Ew, dehydrated food.
So, a lot of what we do is hash browns, those kinds of things.
Actually,
so,
a lot of my friends are very picky with dehydrated food, and so they'll
your friends are high schoolers.
Yeah.
They're picky about everything.
So Mike's putting the link in
I'm not.
to the dehydrator that we use.
Oops, except I forgot. What? Somehow I didn't get the whole thing. There it is. All right, sorry about that. I'm about to share that link, and there it is. Okay, I just shared it on Facebook, and I'm sharing it on YouTube now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got to thinking about that. Why is it okay to buy pre-cooked food at the grocery store, but it's not okay to use your own pre-cooked food at home?
Well, what's funny about leftovers is a lot of times you go to a restaurant and you order things, they cook stuff in the morning, and then they keep it warm in a prep kitchen like for quite a while.
And you pay $20 for it.
Yeah, you pay extra for that.
So,
well, and our oldest son doesn't, he sometimes complains. Well, he says it's not fresh. And I'm thinking,
then make your own is what I say.
yeah, and he has been sometimes, and that's fine. So, let's see, what else do we have?
Karen's Crockpot broke today, and the kids thought they were going to starve. Yes, you can cook those things on the stove or in the oven. And actually, Mom and I don't really, I have my Crockpot out today, but Mom and I don't really use our Crockpot. I use my Crockpot maybe twice a month.
Oh, Jack's not here.
I just don't like it.
I'm right here.
Oh, you are here. Jack, remember Eva the other day, who's a little bit younger than you? She says to say hi to you, Jack. So let's see. What else do we have?
Howdy, Paloma.
Hi, Paloma. Let's see.
California.
Best cheap healthy meals for kids, for 5 kids under 13.
Well, Kimberly, so right here we have in Dining on a Dime Cookbook, page 13, menus for picky eaters. But here's the thing on picky eaters. That young, don't let them get by with it. They need to be trained that it's not okay. And with my kids are all picky eaters, but I don't let them get by with it. We sit down at dinner, I give you your food, you eat the food, or you don't eat anything else later. Now, on our website, we do have 10 Crockpot recipes for under $5, easy family meals your family will love. There's a ton of really good recipes in there that you might try. Mike's putting the link in for you. But my kids get nothing after dinner if they don't eat their food on their plate. And make sure you give them small portions. So I give them 1 to 2 tablespoons between the ages of 4 and 8 or 10. That's all I give is 1 to 2 tablespoons of each food. And they have to eat that amount. The carrots, green beans, everything. If they choose not to do it, that's fine, but they're not getting anything else after dinner. So
Robin says, don't you find it more expensive if family members are making their own food rather than eating the same thing?
Yes.
But if you're talking about us in reference to our teenagers, in those cases, they have to buy it with their own money.
Yeah. Yeah, and with the teenagers, a lot of them are working and that kind of thing, or they're in and out. And so they don't always sit down to dinner with us, and they have to just make their food later. And that's okay. That's just the season of your life that, you just kind of roll with it. And that's where you set the boundaries, where if they want goldfish, they pay for it with their own money. Otherwise, they're getting the whales.
Kirsten asks, do you find it hard to eat gluten-free when the rest of the family eats gluten?
Nope. It's really super simple.
She actually cooks a lot of things that are gluten-free for the whole family.
Yeah. They just don't know it. So, we'll have, tonight we're having chicken tacos. We'll have chicken and rice. We'll have a Spanish rice. We'll have a Mexican casserole or a chicken casserole with rice and that kind of thing. I am thinking about writing a gluten-free cookbook of how I do that, because my grocery bill really didn't go up when I started eating gluten-free. So,
Can I have just the chicken and not the taco?
So, Bandana Grandma says, I can hear my leftover birthday cake calling my name loudly. I might have to come over and have some of it if we were just a little closer.
I didn't get to respond, but I briefly saw it on Facebook, and I can see why it looked pretty yummy.
Hilda asks if you use a food saver, and if so, what kind? What is a food saver?
Yeah, food saver is a vacuum sealer, and Mom loves her food saver. I go through stuff fast enough that I didn't really need to use it. So, yes, I do think that it's fine, but I just don't use it. Mom uses it all the time, though. She uses hers almost every day. So someone said, I try to respect my kids' true dislikes. And I do that, too.
Like David.
So, like David?
He doesn't like milk or chocolate.
Yeah, well, he had an allergy, so that's a little bit different. But, Elly just really hated bananas.
We tried to get her to eat them. We really tried.
And one time when she was 2, she was only my second one, but one time when she was 2, I was like, I had never heard of a kid not liking bananas. And I'm like, you're sitting there until you eat 2 bites of bananas.
I remember this clearly. Clearly. Just saying.
So what happened? Come tell them what happened.
This one was pretty rebellious.
5 hours at the kitchen table. And it was before nap time, so finally, Mom let me go. So I just had the bananas in my cheeks. And when she put me to bed, I snuck to the bathroom and spit on the sink. It was traumatizing.
But she was really picky about a lot of things, and that one we eventually said, okay, she really doesn't like this. But peas and things, we would make her eat them anyway, and eventually she got to where she's not that picky.
Yeah, and one thing, if they're super picky, like they don't like cheese, okay, they have to eat the broccoli, but they don't have to put cheese on top. But, this food stuff has gotten ridiculous. Kids should go to someone's house, and when there's a meal served, eat that food. And I was looking today, it has just gotten so out of control. All of the kids' pickiness. It's just gotten out of control. So
Virginia's asking, will this live video stay posted? Yes. After we're done with it being live, it'll be off for about 5 minutes while YouTube processes it, and then it'll be right back on, and it'll stay.
But she's
there.
on Facebook. So yes, it'll stay on Facebook, but it's also on YouTube, easier to find. If you go to YouTube and type in Living on a Dime, you can see all of our subscribers on there if you're on Facebook. And we put more content on YouTube aside from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Facebook and YouTube. But on YouTube, on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we also add other videos that are shorter in between. So,
Oh, thank you, Brenda. Brenda says their cookbook is filled with oodles of stuff. Not all food items, great tips for all facets of life. A real encouragement.
Yay! Thank you, Brenda. Yeah, so we have cleaning supplies, how to make your own cleaning supplies, how to make
for
kid
pennies
stuff,
is in there, isn't it?
how to make bath and beauty products in here, lip gloss, lip balm, how to do a paraffin. Remember how they did the paraffin things? How to make heating pads, how to make a good salve. This is a really good salve. I love this salve in here on page 439.
So Joanne says, you are raising very self-sufficient kids, very admirable. Actually, one thing that I think is awesome about the kids is when I see the older ones basically teaching the younger ones things that we taught them.
Yeah.
Or like times when Elly will take Jack out and she'll treat him like she's his mom sometimes. I mean, we don't make her do that, but she'll just do stuff that she's thinking about him.
Now that our kids are teenagers, they see why we do that.
And it's also helpful. So this isn't really about food, but it's also helpful with the things where we were trying to oversee certain things that go on and we never know. It's hard to be everywhere at once. Mm-hmm. But the older ones start to share with us things that might be urgently in need of being known about the younger ones, or they help guide them. So
Denise says our hash is one of the best.
Oh, yay!
Right here. So
actually,
Denise,
it really is.
So for the hash, so if everybody says I don't have time to cook, so here's how I do things like this. So like today I had 4 hours with 4 and 5-year-olds for Vacation Bible School. How I got sucked into that one. And I'm doing that all this week. So what I would do is I'd take rice that I had already cooked the night before. I would take some frozen peppers and frozen onions, throw them in there with a can of tomato soup, a little pack of hamburger. In less than 3 minutes, I have my whole dinner thrown in there, sprinkle some cheese on top, thrown in there, thrown in the oven. While I'm setting the table, it's warming through and dinner is done.
Yeah.
Easy. Today I put chicken in the crock pot and we're going to have chicken tacos after dinner. And we are going to have that. I didn't even have to do, it took me 2 minutes. I'll cut up some lettuce and then that'll be it. So...
Kelly says cut your recipes down by 2/3. That's, I think, as a way to save. I think that's a good idea. One thing, because I think a lot of people do eat too much or make too much.
Well, I think she's talking about cooking for 1 or 2 maybe. I don't know. I can't tell what the comments, I don't know.
So let's see, I'm looking for more.
Wait a minute, scroll back just a second. What was that? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, they're talking about things that aren't related to the show, some of people. Yeah, Joanne says you're right, it's out of control because in many houses kids are the boss of everything.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but if you don't like it, that's fine, but you're not going to eat. And kids are just, I don't know.
Well... You're
raising adults, you're not raising kids. And if the President of the United States went to a fancy dinner and said, well, ew, that's nasty, do you know how rude that would be? You want your kids to grow up to have manners. Now, speaking of which, we're going to get on top of this again a little bit more.
Dad.
Whoa.
Remember that one guy at McDonald's who kept on saying, ew, it's nasty, because they would make one mistake on his hamburger and he'd throw it back at them and be like, remake it.
Yeah.
They must have thrown away like 6 or 7 hamburgers from that one dude just complaining.
So Kimberly says, I try to tell my 4-year-old that everything is something else. Salmon, it's chicken, sausages, meatballs. We've learned she outgrows some of them. She likes pork now, asparagus, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we did, but when I was a kid, my parents used to tell my brother that sausage pizza was hamburger because he thought he liked hamburger but not sausage. Yeah. Let's see. I'm seeing where else. I've gotten behind on the comments now. All right, let's see what's over here. Sherlinka says I'm on a fixed income yet I feed 8. I spend $350 a month and still have trouble making it last. That's pretty low for 8 people. Isn't it?
That's on the low side, but that's where you need to make more muffins. Make sure you're really shopping the sales really well. Now, on my Feeding 6 for $150 that I'm writing, this is not gourmet food, guys. This is survival food. We're talking carrots. We're talking chicken thighs, not chicken breasts. We're
Rice is a lot of filler.
talking rice, those kinds of things, yeah.
Oh, wow, Ellie, you'll be happy to know there are a number of people here that say they just can't stand bananas either.
You have been vindicated, Elly.
Kathy says I was forced to eat mashed potatoes that got cold when I was a kid, and out of this day, mashed potatoes gag me. You know, I've had a few things like that. I try to get over most of them, but I understand.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We thought about one night fixing dinner and just having you guys sit with us and eat dinner with us.
While we're on the live show.
Everybody keeps wanting to do that.
Elbows off the table.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking to see if there are any more. Jamie says Brussels sprouts with leeks and bacon is the best.
Oh.
I like Brussels sprouts, but I've never tried leeks. Although they're big onions, aren't they? I probably would like them. Brown Eyed Babe says, I have leftover chicken that's going to turn into white bean chicken chili tomorrow.
Ooh, yum.
Yum.
5:30, come on.
Dave, go sit back at your post. Let's see. I'm looking to see if there's anything else. My kids love potato cakes for lunch.
Yeah, potato pancakes. So you take potatoes, and those are in Dining on a Dime here and on our website. But
she says fried bologna curled up makes a good boat for them.
Yeah. We used to make potato. Well, I do when we have leftover mashed potatoes. We would take and fry them up and make potato pancakes, and they're really super yummy.
Yeah.
That's where you're just taking leftovers and just making them into other food.
One thing with kids is getting over their weird ideas. Like when I was a kid, I thought since guacamole was green, it was disgusting. When I was a teenager, I finally tried it. Or I thought I never would eat snickerdoodles because I really hated peanut butter. And I thought since it had snicker in the name, it must have peanut butter. So anyway.
Yeah.
Looks like we're getting to the end of the regular comments. I was looking through what's here, but it's mostly a lot of people talking to each other. So, Kelly says we should do the eating at the table live stream on Thanksgiving. Actually, we almost did that last year, but we weren't quite sure if we were prepared for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I hate about summer? The flies.
The flies, I know.
So Kimberly, I totally know what you mean. She says I work in a hospital kitchen as a manager. We have turkey so much I literally gag at the thought. But my kids love all kinds of turkey. I'm kind of that way with eggs. I used to cook in a kitchen at a restaurant thing, and the smell of the eggs after hours and hours a day just started to make me not ever want to eat them again. So, let's see. Chicken and rice, great budget item. We eat that quite a bit, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, do you want to...
Alrighty, guys. Let's see. Alright, so be sure to check out our How to Save on Groceries e-course coming out on July 1st. It's on sale till July 3rd, and then the price goes up 40% after that. If you bought our
Groceries on a Dime.
If you bought our Groceries on a Dime, it is similar, but with new added content in the form of videos. And that's coming out July 1st. So grab it for 40% off. And of course, hold up the book, Jack. You can buy our Dining on a Dime cookbook. Thank you, sir. And that is on our website. We have new books coming. When are they coming? Have you heard?
I think next week. Oh, well, it sounded like they expected to be ready by next week, but they haven't yet contacted me, so.
So in the next week or two, we will have the next shipment of Dining on a Dime, which is good because we've only got about 5 boxes left.
Emily says, I'd love to see you eating me alive. Can't imagine you doing that. I can't imagine doing that with my own family, though. We have the most interesting conversations that we do, too.
That's why we thought we should do it live sometime.
Yeah.
But anyway, happy birthday, Bandana Grandma. So we will see you guys on Wednesday.
When we are here with the Homestead Network then.
So have a good night. Please visit us at livingonadime.com. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll see you later.
Please like, subscribe, and share.
And like Jack.
Bye, Facebook.
Bye.
Facebook is down. Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
Tell me how many kisses I should give Jack.
YouTube, why?